They have decided where to drop down, which means we can jump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the players are going to be dropping down to the mat with nothing but the clothing on their backs, which actually looks quite good, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, these outfits came out great. The design team did an amazing job with it. If you're looking to support the team, maybe support the team with your send-in for Twitter. You go ahead and pick those packs up for $19.99 each on the DLC store for Steam. Get your team's parachute and jersey.
Pick up whichever one you want, if it's to support your favorite team or just because you think the skin looks the best. But speaking of picking up stuff, we got to look at these players as they start this initial looting phase. Keep in mind, though, with the new scoring system, this isn't going to last nearly as long as it used to, Jason. We can see right now, moving around the map, they're picking up as much as they can, but they're going to get these loadouts as quick as possible. And we've seen gunfights just go down so early in weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah, in weeks 1 and 2, I mean, some of the practice matches that we've watched, these fights are just breaking out extremely early in comparison to what we were used to with the previous scoring system. It's really weighted heavy towards that slaying, getting eliminations and getting them early. If you can find somebody out of position where you used to not really chase that down, it is really, really worth chasing down that player now. And the players definitely taking advantage of it.
Yeah, you know, we saw Bay on our screen for just a little bit. That's a team that's definitely going to need to kick it up in the slaying department a little bit. They got a lot to prove here. But the other thing that I want to start to think about before the action really does go down, obviously we need to take into account our first ring. And looking at that right now, this first safe zone, it's kind of similar to a safe zone that we've seen in the league before, that we've seen in tournaments before. And one thing to note is you're already losing a little bit of space here to that top portion of the map.
Using a little bit, but this is a pretty open zone. We don't have any major lakes or anything in it, and it's not extremely far off the map, so players are going to be pretty comfortable here. The center safe zone, though, has a ton of little POIs spread out in there. There's going to be houses, a church, a couple different areas to hide out at, so there's going to be a lot of teams that can kind of post up and make it to the late game, so it might slow the roll of this match down just a little bit.
It could. It really reinforces, too, that meta that we've seen that Epsilon's been able to play so well, the team that currently leads with those 39 points. This meta of trying to get to that safe zone, getting in the center of the safe zone, and waiting for the ring to just continually pull to you. That's really their main objective there. And then players, they have to step to you. You let them make that high-risk breach play and just try to gun them down. CLG going to get their caravan working here, Jason.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. So I had the pleasure of interviewing Apex Shea after last week's matches, and that's really what they talked about, is that they like those power positions early. Get there soon, get there as quick as possible, and they play really strong from power positions in the center of the circle. They had a little bit of a rough week, too, where they weren't able to get there. They were far out from where the initial safe zone was, and they were having to rotate in late. So that might be something to keep an eye on and see if they get there first, or if they're rotating in late, if it ends up giving them the same result as week 2.
So we talk about how that is a very kind of established thing in the meta, right? That's one of the things that there aren't too many questions about. It's just how well are you actually enacting it? How well are you able to get that in motion? The thing that I think we're not 100% sure of yet is how players really are going to play the scoring system to the best of their ability. How do they fit it in with their play style, and how it really is going to reward them for, is it sheerly aggression? Is it going for that 2x multiplier? And with what we've seen so far, Jason, what do you think that flow is going to be?
I think that the flow is going to be, we're going to see in this week and possibly the next week or two, teams try and take a bit more aggressive stance. They need to figure out how to transition from the old play style, which was just getting your rotations, not necessarily taking fights, not giving away your position. You wanted to last and outlast the other squads. Now you want to be able to rotate while getting it, and we're taking a look at this first airdrop. Now, the airdrop is going to have items that you can't get anywhere else on the map, and inside of that, we saw both of them. We got the hunting rifle in there, and we've got the 2-hit Lammies. Now, you can craft a single hit, but the only way to get a 2-hit, it basically gives you 2 extra shots to the body before you get eliminated, is in those airdrops. High risk, high reward. They let everybody know where you're at.
Yeah, that's the thing. How are you going to play to that? Are you going to try to actually go for grabbing that very lucrative loot, or are you going to stand off and try to pick players off as they go for that greedy play, trying to get that in their back pocket? On board with Alliance, you can see that they're pretty much set up. But guys, if you're enjoying this so far, we want to remind you that every single week at 7 p.m. you can tune in right here on Facebook to watch all of the action. This is week number 3, and it's starting to shape up as we see this gunfight right now. It's set to destroy X once again. Such an aggressive team, but this time it's going to get turned on them just a little bit as Impact gets to ring some shots out.
That shot from CBK Flame to pop a helmet there was nasty. But that exactly what you're saying. Set to Destroy is one of those teams that we see take the early fights all the time, and they're here. I don't expect them to back too far down. If they think that they've got it, they might decide to rotate back. We'll have to see what happens, but Epsilon's right there in the wing as well, so they're going to be in a situation where they're between Impact Gaming and Epsilon. Set to Destroy probably going to decide that this one is a little too aggressive.
I think this is one of those scenarios where you see Set to Destroy X, the team that initially was so good at playing this aggressive game, now needs to cater their gameplay to the fact that the other teams are kind of hip to it now. You know, Impact is like, okay, you're going to step to us for a fight. We're going to fight back. We're at least going to try to trade here. And then all of a sudden, Set to Destroy X finds themselves in a really tough position between two teams. And we know how valuable pinching can really be.
I love Golgi. Golgi's face is always so intense. He's always just locked in, waiting for it. He takes a couple shots there from Flowers, though, immediately back into the car to get out of there. He needs to go ahead and get healed up. He finds a spot to get a little bit of healing down behind this car. But I love how serious he is. He takes the game very seriously. You can see it in his face.
You definitely can. And now Set to Destroy X has found themselves a little location.
Early
in this
setup.
This is nice. This is also, this shows that they are changing things in practice. Are they letting shots actually ring out though now until they might be able to actually grab the pinch here if they come out? An interesting thing to note. You can see some long distance shots going in. And one of the things to note, I was talking about pinching for people at home who might not know how that really does work. Why is it such an important thing in the current scoring system?
So current scoring system is based heavily on eliminations. So if you can find a team that is in a fight already and they're kind of softening each other up, and you can throw a couple bullets in there and you're not at risk of getting shot at and steal away a couple of those elim points, that can be really big later once you start adding the multipliers into it. So you definitely want engagements, and you want to, if at all possible, you want to catch them in the middle of an engagement when you come in.
So the big thing is last shot's going to be a little bit more important because you can actually grab the point, but pinching was also always a crucial thing, right? Because when it was that more placement-based scoring system, if you get the pinch, if you help somebody out when they're trying to take someone down, all of a sudden you just kind of progressed your team along a little bit. You get to play rope, but now you have the potential of actually stealing a point as well.
Well, there's a lot to that also. So if you're watching a fight go down and it's a 5-on-3, you help out the 3.
Always.
You shoot for the 5-man team. You make decisions. It's not just pinch. It's if you can do it intelligently, you can also bump your placement up and get closer and closer to those higher multipliers. And Sign from Luminosity is just taking shot after shot as Rogue tries to open up into him.
I love this too. Now we're going to see switches over to that Magnum, not going to waste any of that ammo that can be important in those later gunfights, but he can still put out those shots. Sign just on the brink of death there. But one of the nice things is Zeke switches to that Magnum. He goes, okay, I may not be able to hit you from close range or from far range. I may not be able to take you out, but I can nibble away at your vehicle.
In that top left corner, you can see LG starting to rotate back to that left side of the screen. They just kind of went out of distance of the spectate cam, but they're rotating back to go and get Sign.
It's a smart move, right? I mean, if you can get that first kill, and ultimately we only do have 74 players left up on the map currently. One more time, we're going to take a peek as this new ring does form, and it's pulling a little bit more in the direction of Ranchito, but a lot of these teams have pretty much already figured it out. Those tiny little POIs might be where they want to set up for the late game.
Yeah, I expect Tempo Storm to probably find that one there in the top right corner. They're going to be able to back up to it, so they might step out to be aggressive, take those fights, and then they have a fallback plan where they have a completely open POI behind them that they can kind of reverse back into.
Look at Sign right now, kind of prone and alone at the moment, trying to heal himself up just a little bit. Looks out, tries to see how can he get back to the rest of his squad. Just that little bit of separation could be deadly.
They got to come to him, I think. They got to come and swoop him up. It looked like Yogi was going down there to grab him and do just that. But on foot with two 5-man teams outside, Set to Destroy on one end. I think Alliance is out behind him. There's no way he can make a move without getting swooped up in a vehicle.
Now Reptar, as you can see right now, pretty calm. Only 93 for his heart rate. And he was the player that really helped to put his team on the map, helped them jump all the way up to that second place position with a massive amount of eliminations next week. Is he going to be the one to get aggressive yet again? And we have to really think about how crazy the score could really be at the end of this week. You see all of our teams still represented here. It is going to be Alliance who pulls down that first kill, that first elimination, that first point. but 2nd through 12, all so close. And now Shot's just going to be lighting up Beast, and he manages to just pull a Neo behind this rock, dodging every single one, and he's going to put a few feelers out himself as this car gets just chewed up to oblivion.
Ooh, that car is starting to get low. It's really low on health. You can actually see that in the bottom of the screen. It's now on fire. The little versus bar at the bottom, though, you can see the flashing red. That's going to indicate that they need to get out of this vehicle. They're down to just the vehicle that Nastigal has. This car is under 20%. It is really scary to be in that. They're going to be stuck on foot for the moment. Probably use that Jeep as either a backup plan to get out, or they might end up sending one person into it to go ahead and scout and find where the other teams are. But being down to one vehicle this early really hurts.
It's really scary, and it's a really heavy investment to put every single person inside of that vehicle, and that's just what they're going to do. This is a scary situation for them, for sure, and this is one of the reasons where we talk about the Magnum being very important in this meta. You can eat up those vehicles very nicely, and you can do it with the other weapons as well, but a Magnum really just is going to be super efficient, and we've seen that a few times already in our first round of the day.
Yeah, and we can see Signs still alive here. Alliance right there, and I think that Alliance being there with that much hard cover is really preventing Luminosity from coming in to pick him up. In the car, they're going to, 5 guys on a single car, is going to just get ripped apart immediately, instant explosion. There's no reason to sacrifice a player to try and grab a player, and Yogi's kind of hanging out, waiting for an opportunity to go in and get him out of there.
Now, Tempo Storm, I already mentioned that they're in 2nd, right? They jump up from 10th from week number 1 to 2nd. Will they be able to make the big jump? Will they be able to overtake Epsilon? That is one of the questions that we need to be thinking about, because we've seen 28-point games, Jason. We've already seen 28-point games.
But Epsilon's the only one that's done it.
They are the only one that's done it, but the thing is if anyone has a performance like that, all of a sudden they can turn the standings on their head. This is one of the weeks where we either see Epsilon straight up pull ahead, or we see the other team start to grab the reins a little bit. One of the tallest orders, though, for moving up on that leaderboard is going to be Obey.
They definitely have a little bit of room for improvement. Keep an eye on these guys. We'll see if they can go ahead and pull off a pickup the way that Luminosity did last week. They definitely need a little bit of love and a few elims here and there. They're gonna need to chase some.
I don't bring up heart rate too often. You know, I brought it up a lot the first time when we first saw it. We got to look at these shots, though. This is going to be set to destroy X, going for this aggressive gameplay yet again, and this time it's against Epsilon. If you can eliminate them early, the amount that you do to the leaderboard, the chaos that you truly can reap, will be phenomenal. I want to see it. If Epsilon gets taken out, like, what will happen?
Yeah, I'm not sure. These opening weeks, I think, are definitely those points where we're going to see a lot of leapfrogging of teams until the scores start to stabilize and everybody kind of figures out the game plan for the season. Until then, I think we're going to continue to see teams bounce around. We did see Epsilon, though, hold on week 1 and week 2. I'm not sure they can hold on 3 weeks in a row. I think that's going to be very, very difficult.
So this is already a little bit slower than we've seen in weeks 1 and week 2, and a lot of that is going to be the ring really dictating, and that's why consistency is going to be so important and actually being able to adapt to the scenario. But I want to go back to when we actually saw a crossover on Obey. The amount of stress that you can tell that these guys are under. Already his heart rate was up in the area of 160, 162. He's got like 4 hearts beating in that chest right now. And it's so crazy thinking about like the fact that he's currently in the service too. And this is going to be a situation that's that stressful. And now Epsilon once again going to be under fire.
Yeah, Epsilon in a rough spot.
Look, Balin goes down.
Balin already went down. We've lost the first 2 members of Epsilon so far. There's only 2 players down, both being off of Epsilon. This is a little bit of a rough start. They need to see if they can maybe make it a little bit longer into the match and net their kills later. Trying to fight 3-man when everybody else is 5 players up is really difficult. It's now an outlast maneuver. You want to make it to the late game where it's a little bit easier to manage the circle. And you were saying a minute ago about this circle actually dictating the pace. It 100% has slowed this match down from what we're used to. These guys that want to go out and just have open fields to take the fights, there's not a lot of teams presenting them those options. So these teams that are super over-aggressive aren't getting to get eliminations early. So we'll see if the circle continues to have this effect.
This is one of those situations where at a certain point, that kill feed is just going to light up like a Christmas tree. It's going to be absolutely insane. Look, there is not enough real estate for all of these people to hang out. They are going to be right on top of each other. One of the teams on the outside is going to be Echo Fox. Now, first we do see Chaffee go down. Now some long-range shots going to be coming out from Pineapples. He's got a lot of cover just based off of this Jeep. He's got a pretty good eye line on quite a few teams. Now, the main thing oh my goodness.
Helmet off for Flowers. It's Imperial How goes down as well. 2-class Obey Alliance netting themselves a few points. We were just saying they needed them. It looks like they are here, and they are hunting down these points. LG, though, going to get involved, start taking them away. C9, Frex going to go down. We're going to lose Flowers now to Chipsy as well. Last player left alive for Cloud9 is going to be Adrian, and it looks like he's most likely going to go down right here. Going to go down again to Luminosity. JP's going to nade Rogue, though, and take out the MVP for week 2. That doesn't feel good.
Before that, they were just mopping them clean. Now Sign finally going to fall as well, and now we have the remaining 3 members of LG just huddled up, hiding inside of this smoke, and it is looking a little bit scary for them, and it's actually funny. You can see right now on the spectator, it's LG versus LG. Yeah, that's what happens when you kill your teammate.
Yeah, the camera doesn't care. If you're fighting somebody, it's going to tell you. You're shooting your team, it's going to let us watch that battle happen, and it looks like JP chunked himself a lot, too. I think it was just a bad nade throw. I'm not 100% certain, because he went down really low as well. I think that he just squared Rogue right up with it.
Still, though, LG changing their play style quite a bit. They catch up last week. They start getting some points on the board. Now they're going to get some early points here, but we still have 65 players up, representing all but one of our teams. 14 banners still on the playing field.
Yeah, I mean, C9 got eliminated between Obey and LG. LG, though, being that pinch team, and they cleaned up on the Elems. So they ended up netting almost all of those points. I think Obey Alliance only got 1. Yeah, Obey Alliance netted 1 of those. LG got 3 of them.
LG, yes, they do get 3, but now they don't have very many players left to grab anymore. And we know that there are going to be plenty of eliminations all around. Now Set to Destroy just going to grab an easy 2. The assist even being off the team. The coordination going very well, and you can see Crossover. He's peeking out. He's trying to clean up LG. And now the rest of the Obey Alliance is going to come in. They're going to come in for the flank. Will they be able to find Chipsy? And we see Teenage does do just that. He takes down Chipsy. LG's last stand, it's not going to go well as Yogi falls down as well.
Boom. Set to Destroy, still on a push here, taking down Alliance. Alliance going to get eliminated from this match. Early press there. Obey Alliance recognized that there was only one or two players left and makes that great push. CLG now getting taken out by Rogue.
Obey Alliance definitely stepping up. They needed to do just that. Will it be enough? As all of a sudden we see Vitality entering the fray. On board with Gangstars for now. They see that smoke. They know that Obey is there. They're trying to shut them down and leave them in 15th place. Will they be able to leave them in the dust? Vitality going to be able to pick up some more kills. Now it's Noble. Rogue going to crash this top car. Putting shot after shot in, trying to get it to pop.
I don't think they connected on anything there, so no shot ended up hitting anything but the vehicle. No limbs. Vago gonna get taken out by Nad. Riki coming out last second, maybe a last-ditch effort. He does have a smoke nade over him. He can go ahead and heal up for a second. Just hold on. He's made it to 10th, so they've at least got a modifier on their eliminations that have already occurred. And Noble, now here in a fight, we got Riki right outside. Shots coming in from one of the other teams.
He's so cheeky. He's being a little ninja. Is he going to walk in right now? He has the shotgun. Is he going to be able to get the shots out?
Window.
He's looking through. He's still playing it nice and slow. Trying to be sneaky. He's going to invest a throwable here. Going to try to tag him up. Is he going to run in with that explosion? Right now, he's still hanging out outside. Trying to be nice and sneaky here. He's going to stay within that smoke. Trying to keep himself nice and safe. He is the last hope for Rogue to score here. Already, he manages to stay alive long enough for them to get the 1.5 multiplier. Now he's in the tree. Lets out those shotgun shots. Will he find one more point? He gets tagged up. Runs back into the building. He finds some cover. He's going to live to fight just a little bit longer here in the bedroom. Will they follow? And he's going to try to take down Shurima Wizard, but Shurima gets to turn on him. It's Shurima Wiz just taking him down there. The assist coming in from the teammate as well, but well played, staying up for his team. Now we are down to our top 9. 40 players for these teams. Noble gonna have 4 here in a fight with Team Solomed.
Every now and then, man, you get that play where the guy doesn't know you're there, and it's just so easy that it becomes difficult. Nastical gonna get taken out, lifted off of Obey's gonna go down, along with Casper off of Gangstars and Moose off Tempo Storm. The kill feed is impossible to keep up with right now, but Gangstars is getting eliminated one by one.
It's a parade of death right now in that top left-hand corner of your screen. Kill after kill coming in. It is just absolutely unrelenting. Epsilon trying to get more points on the board to preserve their lead. Proc's going to be able to find Class. It was 60 just a few seconds ago. I know I'm not good on math, but this is absolutely insane. Now it's Sloth finding Teenage.
And Epsilon, it's all down to one player, and he is weak. Crossover going to fall for Obey Alliance. One more team elimination, and we jump up to the 1.5 over the 1.25. More shots coming in, Jay.
And he's looking for the shot. Melander not going to be able to get it. Shurima going to get another close range finish. Rhino from Tempo Storm going to go down along with Prox off Echo Fox. And we're on board with Sloth, that in-game leader for Echo Fox.
Is he still alive?
He's barely alive. It looks like he has just a little bit of cover. He's going to step up and try and take the shot. Ends up taking down Reptar. Needs to get a heal off. Gets back down. Looks like no shots are coming in his direction. He's going to live for just a moment here. Set to destroy. Is not able to see him currently. There is a smoke nade out off to that side. They're blindly firing, trying to find him. They know he's there, but they have no line of sight.
He is MVP. He's untouchable. He's just rolling around the bullets. He was able to turn around and find one kill.
Into top five.
His health was literally lost for how long? Finally, Benny Boy is just going to be able to rip him to shreds. But just one sneeze would have taken him down, but he was able to do so much for his team, getting to the top 4. Now we have our top 3. It's going to be Noble, relatively healthy, but Vitality, they have their entire squad. Will they be able to take first place here? We know how offensive Set to Destroy X can be, and now we got a nice little triangle here.
We got some shots coming in. We're going to lose Clem off of Vitality, so Noble starting to soften up that 5-man squad. So we've got 2 4-mans and a 3-man left up right now. Set to Destroy, looking like they're going to make a rotation here. They're going to end up right behind Howie. Howie's going to try and get into the vehicle and get away, but Meg's going to step out, get a quick 2-tap into Doug. Doug going to go down. Anna now trying to rotate out of the smoke, out to the other side, trying to find a shot, gets it into Hurrah. Hurrah going to get eliminated. Now Anna making the press. Can he find Megs? Tries to get cover. Out comes the throwable. Doesn't look like it's going to connect, and now we are in a fight here off to the left side. Liam barely hanging on, gets eliminated.
Set to Destroy finally pulls ahead. It's 12-11 against them and Vitality on the points. Whoever manages to win this is going to have such a high score. The body armor gets ripped off. Helmet instantly put back on. They're able to find another kill here. Now turning around, looking at Noble Esports. Set to Destroy X just absolutely demolishing right now. If they get number 1, this is going to be one of the highest scoring games that we've seen. Stop a little, just hanging on by a thread, trying to find Shurima Wizard here. Going to be backing him up, hiding behind a tree right now, but he is going to be ripped down by Nad. Shurima Wizard still on the hunt for Stop a Little. He's going to be able to find him, and that is going to be first place, going the way of Noble.
Noble comes in big at the end, able to clutch that up, softened up Vitality just a touch. Anna and the boys at Set to Destroy, able to have a crazy battle there, and then Noble comes in for the cleanup at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen in the arena, I think we just saw the best game that we have seen so far, and the H1Z1 Pro League. Give it up for our players. My goodness. 20 points going to go to Set to Destroy X.
So Set to Destroy not able to clutch up the win for the 2x multiplier, but they did have enough limbs to take over first place in the overall for that. Vitality also beating out Noble with that multiplier by a single point. So extremely close match there with those top 3 teams.
Why am I crying at the desk right now? What just happened? That was so insane. You look at Echo Fox too. They managed to get all the way up to 5th place, and a lot of that just comes from crazy plays.